stuff away. Put the sword back out. I just want to make sure I've checked the entirety of this place before we move on. And where are we now if we're not in the house? Or was this the way we... No, it's not. Oh, Buck. I'm sorry, Doggo. I was misunderstood. This is clearly your corridor. At least it's my corridor. And he's gonna learn. Yeah, epilepsy warning. I should probably put that in the description because this game's going to be really bad for it. Let's take down these urges. Or just fucking miss. Oh, he can't go through that door. Alright, his tactic of just slowly coming towards me is not a great one. My tactic of just sort of missing, also not a great one. There was a third one in there. Oh, there's two more. I don't really want to be in the epilepsy room for that long. Right, we'll come back to that. Oh god! I can hear somebody else. Oh fuck. Oh, it's the Snicker Snack Man! We could do with a better weapon. I've got a sword as well! Right.
Plenty of this rubble around.
The structure doesn't look too safe, does it?
Was it? It's fucking well dark. What is this section for? Because there's a balcony and I don't know what's out there. Right, I'm gonna turn the brightness up because I can't see shit. Oh, hang on. Never mind, I've solved it. This seems like quite an important room for me to very easily accidentally miss. For this is the observatory.
Solar system. Venus marked for some reason. Most like Earth of all planets.
Venus. Yes, the morning star. It's another name for Venus.
For it is the Temple of the Morning Star.
1779. Fleur and Maison.
French.
Mademoiselle, you really amaze me sometimes.
Okay, so I think those stars are supposed to be far away. Can we go outside? I found... No, that's not a fucking...
1779. Fleur and Maison.
French.
Mademoiselle, you really amaze me sometimes.
Okay, we have...
Quill and ink. Someone likes to use the old method.
Expensive too. Golden nib.
It's my rapper name.
Solar system.
Also known as the morning star. The planet that marks Lucifer in the sky.
Right, so we, if anyone needs to know the symbols for all the planets, here's a good sheet. There's, it's Mars, Venus, Saturn, and the other ones. Okay, the sun, no, hang on. I don't know this shit. Is this Venus because it's the important one? If only this wasn't so zoomed in. Zoomed out or whatever. That's definitely the sun. I recognise the sun. It's got the circle and the dot inside. That's it. I don't know enough about astrology. That's Saturn, right? It's a good picture. Anyway. Vitally important I picked that up for some reason.
Sketch of somewhere. Sketch of somewhere.
Someplace we've not yet come across.
Right, so we have the moon. The symbol for the moon, perhaps. A big triangle on its side. Because it's like a graph, you can see the floor there. Somebody's put their fucking drink on this. Guys, this is an important diagram. Don't put your drinks down on the important 16th century diagrams we have. And we have this thing that looks like a starburst. I'm gonna pretend I don't know what it is.
Wow. This looks like serious stuff. Journal. Leather bound and embossed.
What's the design on the embossed with the initial F?
There's something sticking out of the pages. Nicely worked silver key.
Oh, we have found ourselves a nicely worked silver key. So yeah, whatever was in that little there we go. There's the nicely worked silver key. This has pages as well. We can open next page. Claude Florentine, entry of the morning of the 15th of February, 1330 AD. Temple of the Morning Star. Well, if this Claude Florentine's for Claude Flor, whatever. He's been around for a very long time. No fewer than 22 acolytes have entered the tower since our efforts begun 2 weeks ago, with only one returning in the intervening time. This man, Thomas, fuck knows what that says, swore that he had met with someone within the tower who named himself the Gardener. Thomas swore to the power that this Gardener aided him in his escape. So the power is an interesting term there. Only moments before the gibbering, is it gibbering or gibbering? Gibbering madness of the ire fell upon him. Unfortunately, this experience has had an adverse effect on the man, who has relapsed into a cerebral state of withdrawal. His body could be used to sate the hunger of the one power if he proves to be of no further use to us. Goats and poultry can be expensive, sometimes ineffectual. So the one power is what they call, think of the one power as Satan, like, because we know from the writing on the walls that the names are incorrect. So like, it's the one power. We know that if you face the ire, you go insane, which is what it said. That's what happened to Thomas, and they sacrificed Thomas to the one power because it's better than goats and poultry. And the Gardener helped Thomas. It didn't matter that Thomas was a Satanist. Gardener was trying to help him out, but unfortunately it did not work. Of the testimony of Thomas concerning the existence of this Gardener, I must say that I am sceptical. Whether what he saw was a figment of truth, I cannot say, but Belial reliably informs us that the last of the Gardeners perished at the fall of the stone. I must take his word as truth. So Claude Florentine has an ally called Belial, which of course, quite a famous demon name. Entry of the afternoon on the 17th January 1330 AD, the Temple of the Morning Star. Following our initial experiment, it is clear to me that the magical means should be employed for safety. After many long hours of reading and speculating, I have located the seal and sigil of the minion Gagiel, one of the lesser powers. So we have the one power, and then we have lesser powers. Okay. On the last crossing to the tower, the power Gagiel heeded my call to guide Belial and I through the labyrinth void, misleading the Aya as we travelled. Eventually, we happened upon the chamber of the Soulstone within the realm of Sheol. Our order now stands upon the threshold of the first of great days. The first shard of the stone is now prepared. We are preparing for the next crossing. The stars are aligned and the portents are favourable. The portents are favourable, and the greater cause of the powers we walk to the tower. For the greater cause of the power, we walk to the tower. For the first time, we walk without fear of the ire. So there we go. They managed to find the Soulstone, a very important object, as we read on the walls. Belial and Florentine, team bad guys, got through with help from one of the lesser powers called Kajil, and they're confident now they don't have to worry about the ire. The 15th. No fewer than 22 acolytes. Okay, no, we went 17th. 25th. Don't know why this page is darker. They are at the Temple Cottage. Oh, that's lovely. They got a Temple Cottage. All went planned initially within the chamber of the Soulstone, but as the first seal upon the first shard was broken upon the word and power, the very fires of hell rose and welled in all quarters. What? Belial was by my side with the sword in an instant to protect me from harm. Oh, well, that seems like a good friendship right there. But regrettably passed out in the heat. When I awoke, it was on the... Okay, he must have... when I awoke, it was on the grass where... beside the smouldering remains of the temple. As fortune would have it, the fire did not spread to my priestly shack. By the... Fuck knows what that says. And so all of my most important papers still survive. What puzzles me, though, is how Belial managed to escape from the fire and the ire when 50 acolytes and priests perished in the resulting inferno. Very curious indeed. How did Belial survive the situation? Nobody survives the encounter with the ire. Remember, the ire took out all of the gardeners but one. The 26th. Have I made a terrible mistake? By taking the sword from the Soulstone, I have... Ooh, we saw that in the sketch. I have inadvertently set in motion a series of events which I may be unable to halt. Is the sword some way connected to the Soulstone? Well, it fucking was before he took it out. Belial cannot touch the thing at all for some reason. Just curious. It burns to the touch now, so much that I have decided to place it in a place of safekeep. My immediate plans for the future are unclear, as for the moment, but through my contacts, one fact is clear. The first shard and seal are unmade, and the course of the temple must continue. Belial has promised me acolytes from Europe, and would be willing to travel to aid in the rebuilding of the temple. Favours used properly? I dare not speculate. Favours are owed. This is the 26th. The 29th. The sword has... See, all this from a bloody game from 1997. The sword has disappeared from the safe place in the cottage. I immediately suspected Belial, but then realised my mistake. Last even, he was as ruthless, as restless as a newborn foal as we sat cowering in the study? convening in the study? He blamed his uneasiness upon the absence of the sword, and beginning to believe him now. The thief will be caught and dealt with, mark my words. Belial would never betray you, Claude. Your best friends. 15th of March. The tower is as useful as it is dangerous. Once this was not the case, but I am one of the few that have travelled there and onto the realms in the pursuit of the Order's gold and lived. I can say with all sincerity that the crossings are fraught with all kinds of hidden dangers, which John is not going to see most of. Even with the minions to guide, the ire is constantly present within the tower. Whether distant or near, its unnerving ability to hunt and devour those who come to its place is astounding. I refer to a manuscript that I have sent from France concerning the travels of a magician from the last century. There is no mention of any gardener or of the tower past connection? The manuscript being only a fragment of much larger body. Okay, and he writes the bit of the manuscript down. At first the dark, and within I heard a fetid laughter of the souls of the ire. It came at once upon me, and like a storm changed with sage and gibberish song, or gibberish, hypnotizing and calling for sweet perdition. I ran, for I knew the tales of the forgotten place. I ran and stumbled upon the cracked pave of the tower, but it was always there. Here and beyond, there and always, its face looming from the shadowy depths. From whence and where did this thing come? I knew, as I fell upon the cold stone, the face of death smiling down. So, even the villain of this game is just like, stay the fuck away from the ire. The ire is a terrifying presence. It's a bad idea to go anywhere near it. The 13th of January, Temple Cottage. I fear the fire that ravaged this place when the second shard and the seal was broken was from the same source as 74 years ago. Damn the light and burn it from its place. If we are to lose more acolytes and severely deplete our monetary reserves to rebuild the temple each time this occurs, then we must postpone our endeavours for a while until the problem can be solved. Belial again, saving my life in the fire, has whispered to me of an otherworldly device that may aid the order. I just want to check something. Oh, it's 1420. Okay. So yeah, so every time they break a seal, so they get a second shard. Every time they get a shard and seal, a fire breaks out, and he's like, I wonder if there's a connection. But it's like, because it's something to do with the light. And Belial again, he's a lovely chap, that Belial. I wonder if we'll ever meet him. It's again saving my life in the fire. He whispered to me of otherworldly device that may aid the order, but its location and power is shielded from him. We are therefore currently making the necessary plans to travel to Plymouth and pay for passage on some merchant ship to some fucking place. I don't know what that says. That could say literally anything. The threat from the old Templars order, these do not bother me so much that its existence is speculative. If we made Israel, it's Israel, okay. In good time, I hope for us to meet there with the minion Gajil, Felkor, and Anajael, and bargain with them for their aid in our search. They are adept in seeking out the impossible and locating what is hidden. Hopefully our little setbacks will be solved for good. We make the journey south on the morrow. Okay, 1420. We're now on 1490. Merchant ship Osprey, Will Osprey, bound for England. We've been fucking reading this for ages. We are currently sailing off the southern point of Bolholm? Bosholm. I don't know how you pronounce it. In the Baltic. Okay, it's somewhere in the Baltic. And if favourable winds prevail, we will dock at Southampton on the 14th of this month. Our trek through Europe has not only proven successful in respect to the fires, but also we have been able to recruit to our order new members, some of them distinguished and sick. They have instructions as to where to meet with us in England in New Year's. I look forward to their arrival. Meanwhile, in Madrid, I took the opportunity, he's having a grand old adventure, to call in an old friend who was able to disclose secrets of the tower from an old manuscript. Secrets of the Tower is the name of the website as well. He had saved from the library before the Inquisition. I didn't expect could impose themselves. As I sit here in this salt-stinking cabin, I cannot help but wonder what Thomas had said to me long ago, given what the scroll discloses. About the garden? No, about the Ire. 1490. This way, John. 1521. The great power of the shards has appeared to us, thankfully, through Abaddon's reasons are his own. Though Abaddon's reasons are his own, he has divulged the secrets of the shards and the seals within the chamber of the Soulstone. It is holding something back, I know it. I have confidence in this power, yet something disturbs Belial, though. Again, he is reticent. No matter how much I think that I know him, I am forever abated in my belief by his petty shows of secrecy. Speaking unto him, we have agreed that it may be for the best at this time if the two do not cross paths. Belial is more than convinced of this. Of the tower, Abaddon has revealed much. The name Raziel has appeared in our own conversations much, and this power appears to have a place in dominion within the spiritual realm of Raquia. For some reason, Abaddon has informed us that Raziel is a neutral power, like himself, with the agency of imprisonment and freedom over those that transgress certain laws. I must speak with this power called Raziel at some future point, but a device for passage into Raquia, his realm, is beyond my sight. Abaddon, so we know somebody who's been imprisoned, our father. So maybe we can, if he has like the power to free him, then that might come in handy, you know? Maybe we should seek out Raquia, one of the four realms. Okay, so is beyond my sight. Abaddon will disclose sites and locations of these, all other devices, but I feel the cost of bargaining will be high. I fear I must agree to its terms all the same. The Egyptian mask and the other devices I now keep secure from the others. With this act, I can be sure that only I may tread the paths of the tower, unless permission is asked personally by others. There we go. So he has to use the masks as well. And that is the final page. We can discuss.
I wonder if the gardener that Florentine mentions in the journal is Raphael.
Of course it is, the one.
Or is it one of the others? Raphael did say he was the last. That means that there must have been more at some point in the past.
If it is, it means that he's been around as long as Florentine has.
Didn't he call himself the last in this journal as well?
Evidently, the gardener that Florentine mentions in his journal is Raphael. Anything else in the journal to support that?
On return from the tower, Belial told Florentine that the gardeners had returned, and that they were responsible for the deaths of the demons guarding the gates.
It would seem that Raphael did have some friends.
Okay. So I'm glad they talk about this.
The one power. The journal mentions the one power. He's talking about God?
The opposite. Florentine makes a reference in his journal to the one power when a temple member goes mad.
Yes, Thomas.
And Florentine threatens to use him as some sort of sacrifice.
So they sacrifice their members then. Nice way to do business.
So one thing that Adam hasn't considered yet is that there's a room full of, like, skeletons with no hands. And the reason there's a room full of skeletons with no hands is because, well, they clearly, like at some point during the story, they're like, okay, we need an item, and that item is the shrive, right? The shrive. And to get that shrive, you need the brand, and you can't get them. So, but Florentine clearly tried sending guy after guy in that room, going, "Go on, you'll make it. You'll be the one." Because, like, he has no acolytes left at this point.
This temple business. Anything in the journal? Anything I've missed?
Seems to be some sort of religious order. According to the journal, there were more than just acolytes working for Florentine. It mentions powers, dark powers.
Lesser powers, they called them. Right, that was very interesting. I will say, I have... So Teenage John did not read that thoroughly, but I not only have I watched other people play this game over the years, I've read the Wikipedia entries and I've read all the journals entries, because, you know, Teenage John had less patience than adult John.
So
We also have...
Venus.
Yes,
Stop talking,
the
we've got a
morning
key.
star.
Nicely worked silver key.
Okay, I believe we already had one of those, but whatever. We're not allowed to go see that place. So before we end the chapter, all that is completely... Oh, fuck. Who's making noises? Oh, fuck him. We don't need to be in this room anyway. This is a bad room. There was... Oh, it's one of them. This room here. Beautiful. And this is not, like, optional. There we go. Ooh. So yeah, it would have been incredibly annoying if we'd forgotten that. But yeah, somebody was very angry with him.
This one's stuck fast.
Okay, not that door. Is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Now let's just finish the chapter. When I found the door, I swear it was them. Alright, I am blind. I swear it's over here, but like it's clearly not. But where's this door? Oh, I am blind. I'll tell you what. We have... There we go. There's no reason to... There it is. Oh, it's on.